What's up, dirty cones? So, yesterday I was going through my stuff, and I found, Greg Proops was talking about this book the other day, so I pulled it out and I was looking, and I've had this book since I was 18, 19 years old, and here was, I got 3 quotes and some stuff I want to talk to you about, but basically this is going to be why Pararescue exists. And there's Cody here with me. So the quote is, Alexander the Great conquered the known world. He left the people's governments where he could. He was compassionate, and yet his men loved him. And I always thought that was a super duper awesome idea, that the fact that this guy conquered the known world, but he was compassionate and his men loved him because he cared for him. Well, until the end when he tried to take India, and his dudes were like, dude, we're too tired. We've conquered everything. Can we go home? But up until then, he was doing pretty good. And then, excellence is easily attained if you always care just a little bit more than some people think is wise. If you risk more than some people think is safe. If you dream more than others believe is practical. And if you expect more than anyone thinks is possible. And I mean, so that's pretty much self-explanatory. And then a quote from the book. I wish I had your passion for baseball, Salinger says. However misdirected it may be, it is still a passion. If I had my life to live over again, I'd take more chances. I'd want more passion in my life. Less fear and more passion, more risk. Even if you fail, you've still taken a risk. I mean, shoot, if that ain't Pararescue, I don't know what is. And then here's all right, one more. I lied. You're such a liar. I know. The world is supported by 4 things: those that change, those that don't, those that live, and those that don't. The words of the wise, the strength of the mighty, the prayers of the holy. And it's actually a really good book about baseball, but also about sons and fathers and things, and then today's the podcast that really got me going and that ties all this stuff in it's a TED Talk, and it's called Why Some People Are More Altruistic Than Others. And I'm going to play you a clip.
People who are psychopathic. And finally, their amygdalas are larger than average as well.
So
About 8%. So together, what
I didn't have it totally set up, so I apologize.
That's anchored at the one end by people who were highly psychopathic, and at the other by people who were very compassionate and driven to acts of extreme altruism. But I should add that what makes extraordinary altruists so different is not just that they're more compassionate than average. They are. But what's even more unusual about them is that they're compassionate and altruistic, not just towards people who are in their own innermost circle of friends and family. Right? Because to have compassion for people that you love and identify with it's not extraordinary. Truly extraordinary altruist compassion extends way beyond that circle, even beyond their wider circle of acquaintances, to people who are outside their social circle altogether. Total strangers, just like the man who rescued me. And I've had the opportunity now to ask a lot of altruistic kidney donors how it is that they managed to generate such a wide circle of compassion that they were willing to give a complete stranger their kidney. And I found it's a really difficult question for them to answer. I say, how is it that you're willing to do this thing when so many other people don't? You're one of fewer than 2,000 Americans who's ever given a kidney to a stranger. What is it that makes you so special? And what do they say? They say, nothing. There's nothing special about me. I'm just the same as everybody else. And I think that's actually a really telling answer, because it suggests that the circles of these altruists don't look like this. They look more like this. They have no center. These altruists literally don't think of themselves as being at the center of anything, as being better or more inherently important than anybody else. When I asked one altruist why donating her kidney made sense to her, she said, because it's not about me. Another said, I'm not different. I'm not unique. Your study here is going to find out that I'm just the same as you. I think the best description for this amazing lack of self-centeredness is humility, which is that quality that, in the words of St. Augustine, makes men as angels. And why is that? It's because if there's no center of your circle, there can be no inner rings or outer rings. Nobody who's more or less worthy of your care and compassion than anybody else. And I think that this is what really distinguishes extraordinary altruists from the average person. But I also think that this is a view of the world that's attainable by many and maybe even most people.
So you can hear the whole thing on TED Talks. I think she just explained why Pararescue exists. Pararescue exists because people want to do good things and help people, and we don't see color, creed, nation. I just see human beings that need to be helped. And that's the point. That's why we exist, to help other people. And the reason I got thinking about this was there's a YouTube channel I watch called History Buffs, and he's super cool. I mean, he does good stuff. Talks about, historical movies and their inaccuracies or what they got right or what, and he did Saving Private Ryan, and he was talking about how ludicrous it was that they would send, a group of guys to go save one guy. And yes, the idea of Saving Private Ryan is kind of out there, but that's what Pararescue does every day. That's what Pararescue did in the past. In Vietnam, there was the Bat 2-1 rescue. 3 helicopters were destroyed and never able to fly again. One crew ended up in the Hanoi Hilton. These guys, a lot of people died to save this one guy. Why? Because that's what we do. That's what Pararescue is about. And so, average people they're like, what? No, there's nobody out there that would do this kind of stuff. It's not real. It is real. It is true. For me, it is the greatest job ever. And for you, it could be too. So, give more than people think is possible. Train harder than you think is possible. And be the wonderful human being, the good airman that you're meant to be, love with all you got, train with all you got, and I think life will be a more fulfilled life, rather, the whole, nobody wished on their deathbed that they'd been a banker. And then all right, so one more podcast, The Art of Manliness this week, or last week, because today's the 4th, I think. I don't even know what today is. I think maybe today's the 3rd. What did they say? He had How to Save Your Marriage Before It Starts, and I think that. All right, so the takeaway was that you shouldn't get married unless you're whole yourself, and if you're looking to get married because you think someone else will help make you whole or complete you before having completed yourself, then you're wrong. But he said that what you needed was passion, intimacy, and commitment. And I think that you can have that with a person, but you can also have that with a job. And if you had that with Pararescue, you had passion for the job, you're there for, why you want to do it. You're intimate with the job, and that you love it, and you shape it, and it shapes you. And then commitment, I think it'll go far. So check out 2 podcasts, YouTube video or whatever, and because I do occasionally listen to somebody else besides Jocko, even though I think that you can get all your answers from Jocko. So if you only got to listen to one, listen to Jocko. But if you got time, check out this TED Talk, and then check out The Art of Manliness. Both of them from like September 29th. And that's it. So it's a wonderful day. Hope you guys are awesome. Thank you for listening. Train hard. Hoo-yah.